Get your game face on. Get your game face on.
Hello and welcome to the Gameface Footy Show for the Southern Football Netball League Division 3. It's heating up, it's finals time. There was some action on the weekend. We're going to talk all about that. Hampton Park into a grand final and the Falcons end Ashwood's season. No app update, JB. Got the sack this week, Jackson Fry. Have you heard about this?
I have, bravo. Bad luck, JB. Come back bigger and better next year.
It's come from the top two, just quietly.
Management. I didn't get the sack.
Management didn't like it.
You know, this time of year, there's not really a lot to talk about with the app update. I mean, we'll go through it all on the show because, as you say, finals time. Yeah. It's all happening.
See how he just tries to deflect that one. Apparently, he was asking for too many bucks to do
contract negotiations.
I said bucks. Too many bucks to do the Gameface app update. They couldn't come through with the money here at Gameface because they're paying me too much and him way too much. Let's move into speaking of him, Hampton Park. They're through to a grand final.
Well done, Jacko.
Wow, who would have thought that would have happened? Hampton Park have been sensational this year, Wilbur. They've been awesome all year round, and they really do deserve to get through. Let's talk about this game, though. Jacko, you brought it.
Yeah, we did, bro. It was a good win in tricky conditions. Very windy at Heatherton on Saturday, and a terrific team performance. And as you said, we now get a chance to do what we wanted to do at the start of the year, and that's hopefully win the grand final. And we've got our spot with a week off, so it's exciting for the club. Also, our reserves made it through with a convincing win early in the day. So the Redback Army was up and about Saturday night.
The Redback Army, Wilbur.
They are travelling very, very nicely. One out, one back, as they say in the classics. But I've heard this man had a pretty good performance on the weekend. Got a fair bit of it. Clunked a few ripping intercept marks. He's not the sort of bloke that talks about himself.
No. Had a good one, Pockets.
I played all right. Just did me roll, Robbo. We had 22.
Did me roll, you reckon?
We had 22 contributors, which when that's why we won. That everyone chipped in, and we had a great third quarter with the win. We kicked 7 goals to 1, and that probably put the game to bed. We were two goals up at half time, so to go in about 8 goals up at 3/4 time, and then 1 goal to 0 in the last quarter. We just shut the game down. And
no, don't call it the grand final quarter for nothing.
Yeah, the premiership quarter, exactly right.
Premiership quarter,
great effort by us, and full credit to Clayton. They're a great side, and you know, fair chance we'll meet them again. Obviously got to win this week, but yeah, good result, and looking forward to the grand final.
I heard they may have had a couple of injuries from the weekend as well. Are you privy to any of that?
Yeah, so Darcy Kingsbury, probably one of their best players down back, hurt his ankle. He went off the ground, I think, in the second quarter. So as I said, he's been probably one of their best players all year and poll high in their best and fairest. I'm not too sure about anyone else from them, Will, but they'll be keen to get him back. We've obviously got Michael Lazic, our mate Shitlips, who's racing against the clock with a hamstring, and Ryan Pearson with a quad. So whether we change our side, I'm glad I'm not selection, because it'd be very hard to change a winning team going to a grand final.
Well, who were some of the better players on the day?
Our ruckman, Luke Bain, was sensational. Kicked 2 goals, did a good job on Jesse Henderson. Travis Davis played really well. He's kicked 35 goals this year. Ash Scott, Taylor Rainey through the middle. Our captain, Shannon Henwood, again, was fantastic. They're probably the main guys. And for Clayton, Morrison and Henderson and Ho. Pretty familiar names for them, as we know, Will.
The usual suspects.
Yeah, usual suspects.
They've been outstanding all year, those blokes for the close. And obviously he didn't mention himself in that list, but I have it on very good authority that he shot the lights out.
Did you have a spy down there? Watch me, Will.
I've no doubt.
I don't reveal my sources, but we were just talking off air, he and I, and he's reckons he's got 17 disposals. He's counted every single one of his kicks, which is actually not a bad day.
No, we have a stats man that watches a replay, and he sits there and pauses it, kick Campbell mark. So Tomo, good work, mate.
On a separate note, he moonlights as a stats man for Hampton Park. So
bit of a rain man now, Pockets.
No, well done.
Did you see Wilbur down there? He was hiding behind one of those
just inspecting.
Look at that. All you could see with his massive belly just. Anyway, moving on.
Good hot dogs at Heatherton, I will say.
Yeah.
With cheese too. Well worth it.
That's why they got finals. Speaking of, what condition was the ground in? There was a bit of conjecture, but I heard it pulled up all right.
The ground was all right. It was still very soft underfoot, but the grass coverage was good. The centre wicket was very hard, and then sort of either side of that was a bit muddy, bit soft, but the wind They've aerated, they rolled it, they've cut it. They've obviously put a fair bit of time into it late last week.
We don't blame any team anywhere with their grounds situation because of the rain.
With the weather, yeah. I don't know how it would have held up yesterday. We've obviously had 4 games on the weekend, 2 more this weekend, and then obviously 2 grand finals. But better than Warburton. Did we see that, boys?
Yes. Saw that footage. And we might be able to roll some of that footage on too. Have a look at some of these boys rolling around on this dirt just here. Oh, we'll get that footage. That's absolutely unbelievable. That's real football right there. But anyway, Hampton Park, well done. We've got to talk about the other guys. Obviously, where to now for the Clays, Wilbur? You're a big rap for the Clays. You have been all year. They've been fantastic in their endeavours all year round. Where to for them now?
Well, obviously they've got to regroup and they've got a big game coming up this week, which we'll preview later on in the show against Endeavour Hills. Obviously a few injury concerns, not just from this week, but from previous weeks as well. But not ideal, especially coming into the pointy end of finals. But hopefully they can get a few guys through. And obviously their top end, as we said last week in our summation of Clayton, their midfield group, at least their top level midfielders,
quality.
They're as good as any in the comp. But just before we move on any further, I would like to give a big shout out to, we'll skip it down there at Clayton, Jaden Gilmore. Celebrated 200 games on the weekend. Obviously, the result didn't go his way on the day, but to you, Jado, you're one of the great blokes and a legend of the Clayton Football Club there through thick and thin, through the ordinary years, and it'd be great to see the club get a little bit of success for you because you truly deserve it. And well done on 200 fantastic games, Jado. Well done, man.
Well said.
Great effort, Jado.
Wilbur. We'll move on to the next game now. It was Endeavour Hills, and they were far too good for Ashwood. A game that was probably, we could have gone either way. At Endeavour Hills, they've been a hard luck team over the last 3 or 4 years. For mine, previewing this game, I really did want to see Endeavour Hills win through because they've been up and down, up and down. They played against us a few years ago where someone famously kicked a goal after the side. No, anyway, every single week.
That comes up every week, doesn't it?
It comes up in the Div 2 show.
But we all picked Endeavour Hills last week, and they got the chocolates, Jacko.
They did, Robert. Yeah, they didn't have it all their own way. Well, I believe Ashwood were in front at half time, but the cream rise to the top, Endeavour Hills, and they finished third, and now they've got a crack at a prelim final for another shot at a grand final. They played in the last 2, and there's no reason why they can't win this week. They knocked us off last year in the prelim final. They're coming in with momentum. I reckon they'll get a few guys back from injury, but great season from Ashwood, and Mick Rossbar announced that he's pulled the pin today. 100 games. He coached there for 5 years, and a great effort from Mick. A great bloke. So all the best to Mick.
Gameface's own.
Yeah, he's a terrific fella. Mick had a beer with him on Saturday, and wish him all the best with what he does. And well done, Ashwood. Yeah.
Well said. He's a ripping fella. He's our man Mick, as you say, Gameface's own, and he's done a great job there with the Woods. So well done to you. Endeavour Hills, another side that's had a few injury concerns throughout the year, but great to see Nathan Crutchley get back into the side this and actually have a really good game as well. So he was named their best player and very important to their structure. Interestingly, Ben Carter moved forward over the weekend and slotted a lazy 3 goals.
Hard matchup because he's a big boy. They probably threw him a bit off guard actually when he went forward. He's probably won him the game, kicking 3. So, and with Crutchley, Will, I'll say that he's huge for them this week because we know how dominant Jesse Henderson is. That if Crutchley can halve that contest, that goes a long way to beating Clayton, I believe, because Henderson is so dominant if he has it on his own terms.
He's probably the odds. He's probably the favourite, I would say. Not odds-on favourite, but he's probably the favourite to win that battle. Henderson. He's just an out-and-out star. But Crutchley, in form, will definitely give him a run for his money. And,
absolutely, form is good.
Dave Hickey, best on for Ashwood with 4 snags. He finishes on a high. But well done to Ashwood on a great season.
They've done well.
Finishing 4th on the ladder, and we'll see him back.
They'll have a new coach next year, and hopefully bigger and better things for the Woods.
Yeah, exactly right.
All right, we'll move on now. No team of the week this week. Obviously, only a couple of games on, but we are
Which is a shame because he would have been in it.
He absolutely would have been in it. He's been in it a few times this year, mind you, but he had an absolute ripper on the weekend. Would have been captain of the team of the week. Maybe he'll be captain of the team of the year because we're going to announce that at the grand final footy show. And we're going to do it live Wednesday, 4th of September at a venue yet to be found. Or announced.
Announced.
We'll announce
plenty
it.
of coals in the fire and we're 90% over the line, so we should be able to announce that probably before this even goes to air, I reckon.
A lot of people want our business, and we just got to choose the right venue. Team of the Year will be announced at the Division 3 and 4 Grand Final Footy Show. We'll be there. We'll be doing it live. There'll be a few beers. Jacko probably won't be drinking beers because he's got to get himself right for the game coming up.
Yeah.
But you'll probably have some eggs and maybe a sausage if
Yeah,
there's one
for
there,
sure.
mate. And we hope to see a big crowd in the house for our last show of the year, where we will, of course, announce the Team of the Year. Wilbur, you and Jacko, you'll be going through that. And you've been fantastic this year. I've got to tip the hat to you both. Every single week you come in here and you talk about the games from the weekend, and it's hard. It is actually really hard to find the best 22 players out of all of the games.
Yep.
But you do a great job, but you've got to now find the best team of the year. Good luck.
To be fair, I think quite a few of the players sort of picked themselves throughout the year,
absolutely,
Jacko.
yeah.
And but yeah, it's just sort of whittling down just so many great performers across this competition into just the 22. So that's finalising that might be a little bit of a challenge. But yeah, the people that are in that will certainly earn their selection. And we'd love to see a big crowd in the house too, Jacko.
That'd be fantastic.
Firstly, when it's announced, we can get the selected side up on up in front of us and give them their little prizes. Not giving too much away there, but and we'd also like to get a little bit of feedback, live feedback.
Be great to see a good crowd in. I mean, people that have watched all the episodes throughout the season should chance to come down and say good day and have a beer, as Ryan said, have a snag. And
Just make sure there's some security there for me, and I've got my trailer with the star on it and the Robbo and all of that dealio. That's
With
what
the
I
makeup
requested.
trailer, yeah,
all
all
of that.
sorted, mate. We're on it.
That's
I
good.
look forward to a
Spend
venue
no
being announced,
expense.
Will. It's exciting and looking forward to that show.
And especially preview on the grand final.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys will be in it, and we'll hopefully chat to your coach as well, and we'll see who you'll be playing in that game, and we'll get them involved as well. Should be absolutely awesome. Looking forward to it, Robbo.
Wednesday, 4th of September. Stay tuned. Gameface Facebook. I'm sure we'll let that be known. And even on the Gameface app, if you haven't already downloaded that, make sure you do, because there's always great content on the app. All football content. Definitely Division 3 in there. Always Jackson Fry, because he's just dominating at the moment. The prelim final fixtures. We've got to get some tips from you boys. Brought to you by MelSafe. Preliminary final Saturday at Heatherton. Clayton versus Endeavour Hills for a chance to play in the big dance. Wilbur, who have you got picked and why?
Well, as you said off the top, I'm a pretty big fan of the close and the way they're going about it. But I think Endeavour Hills will really serve up a bit of a challenge. I mean, if this game were played a few weeks ago, I would have said Clayton easily, but I don't think it's as clear cut as that now. Looking at the head-to-head, Jacko, it's two each.
Yeah.
Clayton have won the last two convincingly.
They have, yeah. So early on in the season, Endeavour Hills, they started slow, fair to say, but once they hit their straps, they've been dominant in that middle patch. I think they won 7 or 8 games in a row, roughly.
Including knocking you blokes off the only loss you've had.
Yeah, they did get us in the wet. It's going to be a great game. We know preliminary finals, I mean, huge game. They say it's the hardest one to win, and it's hard to pick a winner, Will, but I'm going to tip Clayton. They finished second. They have won the last 2 convincingly, but it'll be very close, and I'm looking forward to going down there Saturday. 20 degrees, the sun's going to be out. I'm expecting a huge crowd and be watching with interest.
Everything in my head says Clayton, but there's just this
Yeah,
nagging
I'm
gut
with
feeling
you.
about
I'm with you.
Endeavour Hills. It's just,
It's going to be close.
yeah, I think all games across all divisions are going to be really close this weekend. And,
Yeah.
But yeah, you got to go with your head. You got to say Clayton, as you say, they've finished second. They've got the wood over them the last couple of times they've played, but you just don't know about Endeavour Hills. I mean, they could really bring it and turn up a surprise. So, I'll go with Clayton, but Endeavour Hills could very well prove me wrong.
Fair income, like you just said, across all divisions of the Southern Football Netball League, and we've previewed them all today, Wilbur, done a few shows, and every single game we've previewed, it could go either way with all of them. And that augurs really well for a great game of football for people to go and watch. So, looking forward to seeing Clayton and Endeavour Hills and see who wins that
Good
game.
luck to you Sunday, Robbo.
Yes,
Eagles march on.
I'll be rolling around again. Hopefully not for the last time, Jackson Fry, but it is.
Have you been down to the beach for recovery?
Yeah, I've done all that. If it is the last time for me,
You've had a great career.
I will be very, very happily hanging the boots up. And actually, I've got my son in the studio with me. Come here, Tex. Take off the cans.
Yeah, get him
Come
in.
here. This is
Robertson Jr.
This is my boy, who I hopefully will be seeing do all the football stuff for the Robertsons.
Father-son, Melbourne Footy Club.
Soon. This is Tex. Tex, who do you reckon is going to win between Clayton and Endeavour Hills? Choose one, mate.
No idea.
Just pick one. Just go Clayton or Endeavour Hills. Clayton, you've heard of him.
Keep an eye out for him. And how old is he, Bob? Give him another 9 years and he'll play
9 years
AFL.
age, and he plays down at the Bowie Sharks. Loves his football. He started to realise.
Actually, not 9.
He's 8. There's under 9. Plays in the under 9. He loves to take a nice mark in hands.
The apple never falls far from the tree.
I will tell you.
But you're more of a chesty.
No. I used to love taking it in the hands. When I was up that high, it was easy enough to take it
just blow it for the camera.
I will tell you a story, though. A couple of years ago when he started playing Auskick, we all did that. I said to him, Tex played well today, mate, but... you know, there is another element to football, and that's handballing. And he said to me, yeah, but Dad, I just like kicking goals. And I said, can't really argue with that, mate.
That's a good answer.
Here's your boy, Robbo.
That's right. Make sure you do.
Good job, Tex.
Yeah,
Great
well
work,
done, pal.
Tex. Good
Thanks
to have
for
you in,
joining us
pal.
on the show. Make sure you download the Gameface app. Keep up to date with everything that's going on within this division. I've already said that, Will, but good luck to you this weekend. And get down and watch some football. I know you've got heaps of divisions of football to watch, and you'll report back to us.
Yep.
Jacko, you're going to have a week off, mate. You can watch.
Yeah, I'll be watching this game, as I said, with interest at Heatherton on Saturday. And I'm going to come watch you on Sunday, Robbo. It won't be the last hurrah.
Jeez, I might have to put something
Wind the
together for
clock
you.
back.
We will see you next week as we talk about the grand final for the Southern Football Netball League Division 3. Jacko's going to be in that one. Can't wait to talk about it. We'll see you then.
Get your game face on.